Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I always get really excited when I get to sit down and record one of these videos talking about like one of the coaching clients in our group that's just finished up. We just had a guy in the program that I think might be a fair bit of inspiration to a lot of you. You know, this guy came to the group to make friends and improve his sex life and to sort of build connections with his fellow human beings. And this guy absolutely freaking crushed it. And he was one of my favorite types of people to work with. Sometimes in the program, we'll get someone that comes in and it's like they're primed and ready to start building this awesome social life and this awesome sex life. And a lot of you listening are exactly that person. But you almost just haven't given yourself permission to go all in and actually do it. And so, in the context of this guy, he basically just threw himself headfirst into the deep end and he went out to bars, went out to clubs, went out and just met a whole bunch of people and just sort of like put himself in these situations where cool, interesting, crazy adventures could happen and beautiful things happened. Yeah, he had a whole bunch of these like cool adventures and life-changing experiences and all of that. And he didn't really even do anything like he didn't have to do anything other than just fucking try, other than put himself in these situations. Like I said, go out to bars, go out and put yourself somewhere where there's an opportunity for you to meet people and have no expectations and just sort of see what happened. So I'm going to read out his final post that he made in the coaching group as he was finishing up. And he's put a lot of like learning lessons in here, like, you know, what he learned from going out to these bars, what he learned in the coaching program, and hopefully some of you can use him as a little bit of inspiration. And obviously, I have his permission to read all of this out. He's completely happy with this. He wants to inspire some of you. As he goes on to say, you'll see at the end of this post, when we get down to it, you'll see that he's the first person to admit that he wasn't perfect. He's not some amazing, crazy alpha male. He's just some dude who went out to a bunch of bars, went out to meet people, and had these beautiful, crazy, awesome experiences. So this is his final post in the group, and he says, "Why I joined. Improving my sex life by getting rid of my anxiety and making friends with deeper connections. I struggle to build deep and strong friendships with people or relationships with people. Not anymore, but he struggled when he first came to the program. Yep. And it created a great deal of dissatisfaction in my life. At the moment, the action plan is just talking to people as much as possible and having fun while I do it. What I accomplished, as in during his time in the coaching, I greatly reduced my anxiety in social situations. You know, I achieved social freedom, especially in a nightlife context. Yeah, and he was so unbelievably nervous when he first started doing this. Again, all this guy ever really did was make a commitment that he was going to go out to bars a couple of nights a week and just see what happened. And at the start, he felt like he had to drink a little bit. He would have like one drink every time he went out to sort of relax. And then eventually he started going out sober, which again is inspiration for all the rest of you that want to do something like this, but you worry that like it's not me or I couldn't do this or I'm not capable of this. This guy is the most like, trying to think of a nice way to phrase this, but he's just like a normal dude. Like he's not some super confident alpha male. He's just an Indian dude. I believe he's Indian, a brown skinned dude who just decided to go out to some bars and put himself out there and see what happened. He goes on to say, I got a lay just from dating casually rather than for a relationship. I went on dates with a few others. Yep, that was something he wanted to work on and accomplish, is be okay with dating casually. A lot of people have guilt around that, or they don't know if they can do that. You know, maybe they've only had experience with relationships, so he threw himself into that, which was awesome. Gained more outcome, independence, and abundance. Yeah, this guy was the definition of outcome independence by the time he was finished in the coaching program. Again, he would just put himself out there in bars and just sort of see what happened. And he made a whole bunch of friends. He met a whole bunch of women. He got a whole bunch of phone numbers and, you know, had these beautiful experiences and adventures and all of that. By the time he left the coaching program, he had this like rich, incredible fucking social life. He has a whole bunch of people in his phone that he can text at any point to go out to bars, to go and hang out, to push with his self-improvement. You know, he taught a few guys how to approach women in bars, and he just had all these wild, crazy, cool experiences, literally just by trying, by just going to bars, putting himself out there and seeing what happens. And that is the definition of outcome independence. It's having no expectations and just having curiosity. And abundance just happens as a consequence of putting yourself out there. And again, just seeing what happens. He goes on to say, I learned to embrace who I am and be more honest and authentic. That's obviously something that we push everyone with in the coaching program, is to be more honest. It's probably why you're watching my channel, right? Like, you like the idea of being honest, being you, and being a more authentic human being. He goes on to say, I made some cool friends and I opened myself up to making connections with people. That is the understatement of the year. In this guy's 12 weeks of coaching, my God, he made so many friends. He had so many crazy adventures. It feels like, or it felt like every single week when he would come to the coaching calls, he'd have some crazy story of some like wild, insane night, or some friends that he made, or some crazy adventures he went on. He met a whole bunch of people that were like quite, I guess you'd say, like really fascinating human beings. He met some rich people. He met some people who are in certain circles that I maybe won't reveal, but just a whole bunch of like really cool, interesting people. Again, just as a consequence of going out and just saying hello to people. And he became quite fearless. He doesn't really talk about that in this post, but he got to a point where he was able to just go up to literally anyone in a bar or a club and just say hello. You know, a man, a woman, he didn't really care if it was a big group, if it was a small group. He got to a point where he had like no fear. And again, that is literally just a consequence of going out, putting himself in these situations and just seeing what happens. He goes on to say, I learned to love myself more and I realized that I am enough. People like me for who I am. This last statement is so unbelievably beautiful to me because when he first came to the coaching, yeah, he wasn't super sure of himself, you know. He didn't know if he was cool enough to go and meet a bunch of people in bars and clubs and all of that. He didn't know if he could be a social butterfly. And just as a consequence of, again, putting himself in these situations, making a commitment to go out to bars a couple of nights a week and just see what happened, he came to realize, hey, quite a lot of people will like me, and the people that don't like me, that's okay. I'll just go and talk to somebody else. And he kind of really played the numbers game every time he would go out. You know, he would talk to women, he would talk to men, he would just go up to a bunch of people and be like, hey, I won't say his name, he's asked to be anonymous, but he'd go up and say, I am blah, 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 and then he'd introduce himself and just see which people liked him. And he came to see that most people liked him. And any of you listening, most people will like you if you're willing to go up to them and actually say hello. But a lot of you live in fear and you don't put yourself out there and you think you're not good enough. You think you have to be more social or more attractive or better looking or, you know, taller, or you wish you were younger, or any of this stuff. But there's so many people on this planet that will like you for who you are. You just haven't given them the opportunity to get to know you. And this guy was the definition of just going out there and meeting people. He goes on to say he explored the nightlife scene and what it has to offer. Yeah, he did. I'm far from done with this one. Yeah. Even as he finished up in the coaching, he was getting to a point where he's like, I want to go out more. I'm having all of these beautiful experiences and making connections and going on crazy adventures. Again, he had so many times in the group where he would say, guys, this is this crazy adventure I went on this week. And his stories almost seemed impossible and hard to believe, but we believe them because we've had plenty of coaching clients that come through the program and do exactly what this guy did, where they just go out to bars and they're really terrified and they don't know what's going to happen, but they just put themselves out there and try and meet people. And you don't have to do this at night, by the way. We have a guy in the coaching program who's doing this, but during the daytime. He's going up to strangers during the daytime and just saying hello and getting to know people and meeting them and all of that. Again, there are so many kind, amazing, wonderful, interesting, sexy, fun, cool people in the world, but you just haven't been giving yourself the opportunity to meet them. You haven't gone up and said hello. On that note, he says, I learned to just say yes to opportunities, and I've gone on some spontaneous adventures. Again, this is understatement of the year. This guy got to a point where he was pretty good at just saying yes to stuff and then seeing what happened. And he had all these wild, crazy stories by just literally fucking trying. Learning to just have fun with self-improvement and experiment with life. Yeah, this guy was like a very big, especially by the end of the coaching, a very big advocate for just getting in there and experimenting and seeing what happens and not being perfect and not being outcome independent and not needing things to go perfectly. He was someone that got quite good at giving himself permission to suck and just going out there and meeting people, having fun, enjoying the process of self-improvement. You know, as he says here, have fun with self-improvement. How many of you are maybe taking your self-improvement so seriously that it becomes almost a point of suffering, and you beat yourself up if you're not perfect, and you tell yourself you have to make more progress and you're not going quick enough, and what's wrong with me and I'm not doing a good job, and you compare yourself to others. But self-improvement is allowed to be fun. It's allowed to be a big, fun, cool experiment, and you're allowed to enjoy it. He said I stayed steady with going to the gym. While it wasn't optimal because of my poor sleep schedule, yeah, because he was going out like to bars and clubs all the time, I still made steady progress every day. I just left some gains on the table. Yeah, he did a really good job of being consistent with the gym and keeping his life functional while going out clubbing and to bars, most nights of the week. Overall, I would say I was successful with my goals. Understatement of the year, motherfucker. Success for these goals exists on a spectrum. Yeah, and that's part of self-improvement, is there's always more that you could do. And in the future, you'll be able to do more. Like, you'll be better at self-improvement as the years go by. So it can be very easy and tempting to say like, oh, I could have done a better job. And he definitely had a little bit of that. And as he came to his time, ending in the coaching program, he felt a little bit like, oh, maybe I could have done more. And so we had big, long, deep conversations where I said like, yeah, maybe, but like, look at what you've done, brother. Like, you haven't done nothing. You've done a hell of a lot. Again, this was a very shy, socially awkward guy when he first came to the program. And by the end of it, he was meeting men, women, having all these crazy adventures. Like, he became this social guy. And like, people would come up to him and say, can you please introduce me to other people? Can you teach me how to hit on women the way that you're doing? And he did teach quite a few people how to hit on women. So he became the social butterfly. So to say I was successful with my goals, that's like understatement of the year for this guy. That being said, I definitely set a strong foundation upon which I can build moving forward. The reason behind my goals was really to enable myself to thrive in life rather than just survive. The mental shift that occurred as I proved to myself that I was capable of changing my life is both empowering and enlightening. This shift is probably the most significant and impactful change I received from the coaching program. Yeah, I'd say what he's referring to there, like more than anything, as his coach, what I saw in him, what I saw change, was he switched things up in the language that he was using. And he stopped saying, I don't know if this is possible. And he started just saying anything's possible. Like, I'm going to go and find out if this is possible because I'm pretty sure it is. And even if it isn't possible, then I'll just change things. I'll tweak things. I'll eventually make it possible. Like, he literally became incredibly freaking confident. He goes on to say, what am I going to do moving forward? You're going to continue to kick ass, my friend. I'm going to continue with these goals for the next 2 years or so. The goal being to create a great sex life and social circle. So he already has a great social circle. He's working on the sex life next. Overall, I just want to create a cool life for myself. He already has that, but I know that he has really big goals for himself. Whatever that means. Eventually, I intend on settling down with someone and probably starting a business. He will absolutely fucking destroy it in business. This is someone that has become an absolute social butterfly, an absolute god at connecting with other people and building those beautiful connections and getting to know people and networking. And that is a big part of business, is building connections with people and networking and giving value. And that was something that we worked on with him a lot in the coaching program, was like, how can he go out and give value to the people that he talks to in public? Like, when he goes up to a group of friends and wants to get in there and get to know them, what value can he give them? How can he make their lives better? When he wants to talk to a woman and get to know her, how can he make her life better? And that is like literally the number one like business tip that I can give you, is like, give value. Like, that is how you make money. You provide value for someone and they provide you with money. So he will absolutely freaking make waves in the business world for sure. He goes on to say, though I have no idea what kind. Yeah, you almost don't need to know what kind of business you're going to start. I've done content on like how to figure out what business to start, like how to actually get started. We've obviously worked with a lot of coaching clients on starting a business. There's like 2 guys in the coaching group right now that I'm working with one-on-one on starting businesses. And the number one bit of advice that I have is, it almost doesn't matter what business you start, because the business you start is probably not the business that you're going to end up with. Like me, Andy, I've worked on 5 different businesses or side hustles in my lifetime. I've made money from photography. I used to edit people's Tinder profiles and get in there and do a whole analysis on their Tinder profile. That's something I don't really do anymore. I would if someone asked me to in the coaching program, but like, that used to be how I made money when I was younger. Like when I was in high school, I made websites for people. After that, again, like I said, a little bit of photography and stuff like that. So I've had several different side hustles and businesses, but the business that you start is probably not going to be the one you end up with. And so therefore, it doesn't really matter what business you start with or what idea you go with. It's just like try and make some money, try and start a business. And again, I have plenty of content on my website, or yeah, I have some on my website and some on this YouTube channel on how to build a business and how to start. I obviously am happy to coach any of you on that if you would like to. You want my personalized help, but really the mission at the start is to just start making some money, and you can figure out exactly what business that will be later on. It's like just try and make money in any way that you possibly can. Start any business, and you will likely change it over time anyway. He goes on to say, the goal is to be my authentic self and enjoy what life has to offer. And that's a lifelong goal. This goal is what brought me here, and it's the same one that will push me forward for the rest of my life. What he said there, like, I want to be my authentic self, that is what the vast majority of people come to us or to me for coaching for, is they want to figure out how to be their authentic self, how to be them and not live the life that other people tell them they should live, not follow all the rules that other people have set for them, but figure out what they want and how to go after that and figure out how they want to live or how to live the life that they want to fucking live. So it's probably why you, all of you watching, are here, because you want to figure out how to be the best version of you. That's why I tell you all the time, like, I'm not going to tell you who to be. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I don't use the word should. I don't tell you what you should do. I'm here to help you figure out how to be you and the best version of you that you can be, whatever that might be for you. He goes on to say, in the short term, I'm focusing on improving my health and sleep. I went through pretty much all of my 20s sleeping like shit, so it's about time I fix that, as it's catching up with me. Striking a good balance between sleep and engaging in nightlife is tough, but I believe it is possible. It definitely is. Also, I need to get back to therapy that I had put on hold while I did this program. I'll be continuing to log my journey via Discord. When he's talking about Discord, he's talking about the members only Discord that we have for all the coaching clients. We basically have like a lifetime coaching program. So if you sign up for the coaching program, you get lifelong access to the little Discord group that we have. And everybody in there is like a past coaching client of mine or of ours. And they all push each other. And yeah, it's basically a free fucking coaching group that you get to be in for life. So when you're signing up for coaching, you're really signing up for like a lifelong community, like a lifetime family. That's kind of the point. That's why we've built it like that. Blah, blah, blah. He goes on to say, like, feel free to reach out to me there. He's talking to the people who are still in the coaching program. Advice, and this is the juicy shit. For those of you still in the program, and for any of you listening here on YouTube, here's some advice that might help you along the way. Go have fun with this. And he's talking more about goals in general. Most of the suffering that you're experienced with your goals is imagined. Yes, I say this all the time. You do not have to suffer to reach your goals. I talked about this in the Play to Win video course, which there's a link down below if you'd like to grab that. You can pay whatever you want for that, even if that's just $1. But I talk about that a lot in the Play to Win video course. Everything is just a story. If you say that your goals are hard, that's just a story that you're telling yourself. You're just making up some shit. You're imagining that it's hard, and then you're saying it's hard. It doesn't have to be hard. It's hard if you believe it's hard. Your goals are impossible if you believe they're impossible. But if you believe they're doable, if you believe that the process of self-improvement is allowed to be fun, then guess what? It will be. If you believe that you're allowed to enjoy the journey, then you will. And so the suffering that you're experienced, I love what he says here, is imagined. You're doing it to yourself. You're making yourself suffer. You might not realize you're doing it, but you're making yourself suffer, and then you're projecting that onto external events or into other people. You're saying, other people are making me suffer. Women are making this hard for me. Men are making this hard for me. No, they're not. It's the story that you're telling yourself that's making it a little bit hard. You most likely already know what you need to do, but you're just scared. Yes. Like, self-improvement is not difficult. Like, meeting women and having sex is not difficult. It's just slowly improve your looks over time and talk to a lot of women. There you go. I just gave you the secret. Building a business is not hard. Go above and beyond with giving value to other people and ask them to give you money for that. That's it. That's how you build a business. Like, give value. You'll build $1 million business. So, building a YouTube channel, do a ton of content, making friends, go up to a bunch of people and just say hello, and some of them will like you. Losing weight, just eat less calories than you consume, less calories than you burn. Like, eat less calories than you use up every day. That's it. Like, all of these goals are quite easy, but we make it complicated because we're scared. We tell ourselves it should be more complicated than that. We overthink it, we procrastinate it, we build it up into this big scary thing. But as this guy says here, you probably already know what you need to do to achieve your goals, but you're just scared. Same thing applies to the coaching program, by the way. There'll be some of you listening right now, and I know you're listening right now because some of you eventually sign up for coaching. There'll be some of you listening right now that you know that what you need to do is sign up for the coaching program. Like, you know that what would help you and what would change your life is if you just took the fucking plunge and said, okay, I'm going to trust this Andy guy. I'm going to take a leap of faith. I'm scared to pony up the money. I'm scared to pay the money, but I'm going to do this shit. I'm going to trust him and trust that it will be okay. And I'm going to take that leap of faith. Like, so many of you know that that's what would get you the life that you want to live, but you're just scared. And so you procrastinate. And it's okay to be scared. But as he says here, like, you know, if you know what you need to do and you're just holding back, forgive yourself for being scared. Like, it's okay to be scared. Just do what you can. This is what I talk about with baby steps. You know, anything is better than nothing. Anything is still progress. Yeah, take some baby steps towards your goals. If that is, like, if we're talking about the coaching, if you know that what would benefit you, what you need to do is sign up for the coaching, send me a fucking email. Literally just send me an email. Say, Andy, I'm really scared. Can you please help me? I want to sign up for the coaching, but I'm really scared, Andy. Yes, that is my job. That is what I love to do. I will help you make that decision. Like, if you're terrified, if you're scared, I will grab you by the hand and say, it's okay, brother or sister, I got you. Let's do this. If what you feel like you need to do or what you know you need to do is go outside and talk to some women, okay, take one tiny little baby step. Go out today and think about talking to women. If you know what you need to do is lose some weight, then sign up for a gym and just start going. You don't have to do a good job. You don't have to be amazing at it. It's okay to be terrified, but just start taking those tiny little baby steps towards the person that you know you want to be, or towards the life that you know you want to live. As he goes on to say, as others have mentioned, use your accountability partners in the group. Yeah, that's a big thing that we emphasize and build for people in the coaching group is accountability. Like, we pair everybody up with an accountability partner. Like I said before, people get to stay in the Discord or the members only community after the coaching is done. So they have lifelong accountability. Accountability is like what the coaching program is set up for. And if any of you aren't using accountability in your own life, get a friend, get a forum, get something. Obviously, join my coaching program is like the most hardcore or best accountability you're ever going to get in your entire fucking life. You're literally joining a group of people that are on a mission, that are taking action, that are serious, that have shown they're serious by putting down some money and making a commitment. Like, you're not going to get more hardcore accountability partners than my coaching program, but get whatever accountability partners you need to get and let other people help you. He goes on to say, pretty much everyone here wants to help you and see you succeed. Yes, that is the point of the coaching program. I screened for people that will help each other. He goes on to say, lastly, I wanted to thank everyone for this life-changing experience. Thank you to the group for being supportive of myself and each other, to the coaches whose wisdom helped me challenge the stories that I told myself. Yeah, he told himself a lot of limiting beliefs, and that's okay. Everybody has limiting beliefs. I still do sometimes. But a big part of the coaching program is obviously saying, is that true? Is that limiting belief that you're saying actually true? Or do we want to get in there and question it and find out if it's true? And every single time, your limiting beliefs are not true, but you'll only really know that by going out and trying, or watching other people go out and try and saying, okay, if they can do it, I can too. So challenging the stories I told myself and ultimately change for the better. Lastly, to everyone for having the courage to want more out of life and going for it. Yeah, I have so much fucking respect for everybody in my coaching program. Like, I respect all of you listening, but like, holy crap. Like, if you just want Andy's respect immediately, join the freaking coaching program. Like, anyone that has the courage to say, okay, I want help with this. I'm willing to put down money to show that I'm actually serious, instead of just, I'll say this in a nice way, instead of just leaving a YouTube comment saying, hey, I'm serious. It's like, no, I'm actually fucking serious. I'm putting money on the line. I'm asking for help. I'm going all in. Like, I have so much love and respect for the people in my coaching program. He goes on to say, each one of you is an inspiration. Yeah, absolutely. So what an absolute legend. I appreciate him sharing all of this. I appreciate him being cool with me reading this out. This guy, like I said, did some crazy shit really by just taking a leap of faith and obviously joining the coaching program, but then going out and just going to bars and clubs and seeing what happens. So all of you can take a page out of his book. Just go out there and live your life and actually take some baby steps, and you might find beautiful things happen if you just give yourself that opportunity. If you put yourself in a place or in a position where you can make progress, where you will meet people, where you might, have some crazy wild adventures. Obviously, if you want the best opportunity for doing that, join my coaching program. We have payment plans, so don't let money be an option. Like I said, sorry, don't let money be don't let money be an excuse. I'm a little bit tired, ladies and gentlemen, so my brain is a little bit behind, but as I said before, there will be some of you listening that know that joining the coaching program is the thing that you need to do. Like, you know that in your heart, but you've been procrastinating. You've been taking your time. You've been waiting for the right time, making excuses, telling yourself, I'll just make a little bit more progress on my own, or I'll wait till, time or life is better. I'll wait till I have a tiny bit more money. I'll wait till my money is more consistent, or any of that stuff. But if you know that what you need to do is join the coaching program, but you're just scared, let me help you. Like I said, apply for the coaching program or send me an email. I will jump on a free call with you and we'll talk about your fears. We'll talk about the barriers to entry or the limiting beliefs or the things that you're worried about. I will help you. That's my job. That's why I have those free calls before people sign up, because a lot of people, most people, are terrified to join this coaching program. They're terrified to take themselves seriously. They're terrified to put down the money. They're terrified of, like, what if I don't fit in the group? What if I'm, not the right caliber? What if I don't make the most of the time? What if I waste my money? What if I don't achieve my goals? Like, most people who sign up are scared. And so if you're scared, congratulations. That's normal. It would be weird if you weren't scared. And so if you would like my help with that, like I said, just apply for the program. Like, I'm here. I will help you. This is literally my job, and the thing that brings me the most joy in the entire world is helping people live the lives that they want to live. And if you're scared, I can help you with that.